has come up to say it's live streaming.
It's not yet, is it? Okay. So, just a sec. David has dropped out and he's waiting to get back in. Okay.
You can start, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe and World Story Cafe, and we're live, and it's the Young International Tellers Night, and unfortunately, at the moment, most of the young tellers down in India have got exams. Education gets in the way of education. That's what I say. We are lucky because we have live and direct from Nigeria, the amazing, the fantastic, the wonderful Radia. Take it away, Radia. Tell us a story.
Okay. The name of my story is The Wicked Doctor. Once upon a time, there was a rich lady who lived in a beautiful big golden mansion. But she was getting old and she began to lose her sight. And then she summoned a doctor to help her and treat her. She promised the doctor to pay him her fee when the eyes were healed. So, on the day he started coming, he noticed that there were some artifacts in the woman's house. Each day, because she couldn't see well, he would steal an artifact from the woman's house. When he was done, when it was time to take his fee, the old woman refused to give him his fee. The doctor was angry and sued the old woman to the courts. The judge asked, "Why wouldn't you pay this doctor his money as you promised?" He promised that he would help me see properly. He helped me see, but now I couldn't see all the artifacts in my house. The judge understood this. And then he found out that the doctor was a wicked person. He put him in prison and punished him severely. The end.
I love that. That's kind of yeah. That was a really good story, and just very simple. But just as soon as she found out that the doctor had been stealing from her, wonderful, wonderful. Baba C, have you got anything you want to say to Radia?
Yes, took me a moment. I just got it, but yes. That was Radia. What I like is that every time you come on, you get a little bit more and more comfortable. And I love the expressions on your face and the way you take your time in telling your stories. And your stories always have a message, even if Baba C is a little slow catching it. But that was great. I didn't get it until John said, she couldn't see all the artifacts, or someone said she couldn't see all the artifacts in her home. Wow. Good for you, Radia. Thank you very much.
Right. And
Thank
is
you.
your sister? Is your sister going to tell anything today? Or are you being on your lonesome? Or are you on your lonesome today?
No.
She's not going to tell. You're just going to be the big star.
Radia, can I ask you a big favor? Because I think John and Baba C must be much smarter than me. I still don't get it. So could you tell me the story again? Please.
David's really slow. Tell him the story again, Radia.
All right. The name of my story is The Wicked Doctor. One day, once upon a time, there lived an old woman. She was very rich, and she had lots in a big golden mansion. But there was one thing. She was getting older, and she began to lose her sight. So one day she summoned a doctor to help her get better and help her to see properly. The doctor was pleased, and the woman promised to pay a fee when he treats her 100%. So the doctor agreed. So the first day he came, he noticed that there were some artifacts in the woman's house. And then he hatched a plan. Every day he came to the woman's house, he would steal an artifact from her house. When the woman was cured, she was surprised to see none of her artifacts. When it was time to pay him a fee, she refused. The old man was angry. The doctor was angry. And then he sued her to court. The judge asked her, "Why didn't you pay this doctor's fee?" I promised him to pay me his fee, but how can I pay him when I can't see any of my artifacts in my house? Then the judge understood. He realized that the doctor was a crook. He punished the doctor and put him in prison. The end.
Yeah, I think
now I get
you
it.
told, I think you made it, you fattened up the story. You explained it in words of one syllable for people like David who find it very difficult to understand.
And David, there will be a quiz.
Radia, today you are my teacher.
Well, that was great. So even when there's just one person on, it's always worth running these programs because we always get entertained. And you get stronger every week.
And talking about stronger, Radia, you just demonstrated something I constantly say. A story worth telling is a story worth telling well, which is a story worth telling again. And each time you tell the story, you told it slightly different, but you still got the message across. I was slow on the uptake the first time you said it, but I think David got it this time. So you did well. You've taught 2 out of 3 adults something today. Well, you probably taught John Rose something too. So thank you for today. You are the teacher.
And me.
Oh yeah, Dave. You know what, Mike? We've been so quiet. Mike and I usually are trading very bad puns on the side, but you're so quiet. I almost forgot we were here. But yes, Mike learned something new too. And now he got quiet.
The lesson of the story is not to be wicked and greedy. Because of greed, he hatched a wicked plan and had to steal the artifacts.
Yes, he was a very greedy doctor.
There's
He
another
must-
lesson here.
Yeah,
The lesson is that adults should listen carefully when children tell stories.
absolutely. And maybe the that could be, maybe that story needs to be told in all the boardrooms of all the insurance companies that don't do medicine in the USA. Right, Mike Faculty, have you got anything to say to Radia?
I'd already said in writing that it served him right. And it's just such a lovely interpretation. It's a bit like a lot of the stories where, you're trying to sell the smell of the soup and therefore you get paid by the sound of the coins. He hasn't fully restored her sight because she can't see her things. And it was a lovely story. Really short, sweet.
Loved it. So, are you going to come back to us next week? Radia, are you with us next week? We hope Yasname is back next week as well with the girls from India. They will have finished their exams. When are your school exams?
I don't know. End of
Okay.
March.
End of March. So if we don't see you at the end of March, we'll know it's because you've got exams. But that's okay.
But I've got continuous assessment.
That's much better than exams. I think continuous assessment is much better. Oh, just a sec, someone's waiting. Hold on, maybe another person. Hold on. It's someone in Morocco. Excellent. Hello, hello, Morocco. Bonjour. Salam alaikum. Hello, Morocco. Can we see you? Can you put on your video?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Oh, fantastic. You got here at last. Marvelous.
Yes.
Okay.
I tell a story here because I'm now in 10th grade and it's so hard. So today I will tell a story.
Okay, please tell a story, Hala.
Yes, sure. Once upon a time, Muhammad was running quickly to catch the train, which was starting to move. But one of his shoes fell while he was getting on the train. So he took off his second shoes and threw it closer to the first. His friends were surprised and asked him, "Why did you throw your other shoes?" He replied, "I wanted the poor person who finds shoes to find both, so that he will be able to use them, because he will not benefit if he finds one, and I will not benefit from either." Yes. the I want
Hala,
to say to the person, to the people, love for others what you love for yourself.
fantastic.
What a beautiful, simple lesson in that story, Hala. Isn't that beautiful?
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Hala, that was very fast as a story. Could you say, and Hala, before you tell it, where in the world, where do you live?
Yes, I live in Gaza in Palestine.
Ah, I thought so. Because it was in Arabic at first, I thought you might have been one of my people from Morocco, but
No, not in Morocco. I'm in Palestine.
no, Palestine. Yeah, now I can see your name. I assumed you were in Palestine. Yes.
This is our Hala that we know well, who's taught us so much about Palestinian culture.
Yes. This is Hala who did the programs with the beautiful fabrics and
Yeah,
Yes.
it's great to hear your voice again, Hala.
Thank you.
You're not
Yeah.
able to put on your video?
No, I'm not in the home now.
Okay.
Okay. Now, could you tell that story again, just so I've got it in my head, because I'm at a school tomorrow and I would love to tell it.
Oh, sure.
Because it's a school that would like very short stories.
Yes, it's for children's stories.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, Muhammad was running quickly to catch the train, which was starting to move, but one of his shoes fell while he was getting on the train. So he took off his second shoes and threw it close to the first. His friends were surprised and asked him, "Why did you throw your other shoes?" He replied, "I wanted the poor person who finds shoes to find both so that he will be able to use them, because he will not benefit if he finds one, and I will not benefit from them either." Yes.
Simple truths in that story.
I enjoyed the story, Hala. Thank you very much for gracing with that and the very important lesson.
Thank you.
And I'm going to keep my comments simple. Thank you. Asante Sana. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Hala, do you mind if I tell that story in the school tomorrow?
What? I can't.
Are you happy if I tell that story tomorrow in the school in England?
Yes, you can tell the story.
Thank you.
Then I want to tell the story in America. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
And I want to tell that story everywhere.
You can do that.
Yeah, well, you're just a show off, David.
Let's borrow it.
Yeah, Radia's going to borrow it too.
Adia, you going to tell that story too?
I will
Yeah.
put it in the chat if you want to use it.
Okay, if I make it a full house, not me too.
It's such a great story, and it fits almost no matter where you are.
It's just about the shortest story, and it's so short and it's so full.
Yes.
Yeah, I shall use that as an illustration of how you can do a huge story in a few words.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Right. Ah, fantastic. So, it's been a short program today, but a quality program. Hala has put it in the chat, so we can all make sure. So it's Mohammed that's running for the train. I'm in a school in Yorkshire on Thursday for World Book Day. There's bound to be a few Mohammeds in the class.
Hala, can I ask you, where did you get this story from?
Yes, you can ask me. My teacher said it to us in our class.
Well, in your English class?
Yes,
Fantastic.
and I have a story in my English class. It's about Passepartout and Fog around the world in 80 days, if you know it.
Yes.
It's a bit.
Is that like David's Around the World in 80 Stories?
It's around the world in 80 days.
In 80 days, H.G. Wells.
Ah,
Jules Verne, actually.
Jules Verne, rather. Just get it right,
Just
John.
testing me. Just testing me.
he's still recovering from his journeys, David.
Yeah. Well, I only got home 36 hours ago.
Later, Mike.
Right. Okay. Right.
And ladies.
Well, once more, Friday is our really important day. We have a Ukrainian teller on Friday at 6 o'clock UK time. What's her name, David?
Yeah, so Ala Göksu. And that name is actually a Turkish name because Ala's husband was Turkish, and that name means sky water. So her surname is Skywater. But Ala herself is Ukrainian, and she's a wonderful friend. We've known each other for many years, and we've done many projects together. And we even wrote a chapter for a British Council book together titled Storytelling for Diverse Voices. She's a wonderful woman, and she works a lot in bridging gaps across cultures. And she's going to tell some stories in Ukrainian, and I'm going to tell the same stories in English, and we're going to be tandem telling. And it's all about acknowledging and respecting beautiful children's stories from Ukraine at this incredibly difficult time for Ukrainian people in Ukraine and around the world. But we can all enjoy Ukrainian language, culture, and stories. So that's on Friday at 6 o'clock UK time.
And on that, before we forget it, I think we should leave. Thank you, Hala, for telling a story and giving us all a story that we can share. Thank you, Radia, for that fantastic. In fact, we've got 2 stories that we can share today, which is brilliant. Okay, so goodbye, everybody. See you Friday.
Until the next time.
And then hopefully next week we'll have the Indian girls back with us. But hopefully their exams are finished. Hala knows what it's like when there's exams. You just need to concentrate on your exams, nothing else. Okay, good night, everybody. Bye, Hala. Bye, Radia.
Bye.
To be continued.
David, I'll give you a ring in a minute.
Okay.
Right.
You're going to put a ring on it. Bad joke, bad joke.
Go away. Bye.
I love you guys, seriously. Bye, Radia. Bye, Hala. Later, Ali.
Bye, my friends. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ali.
Thank you, David. Thank you, John.